Hi, if you like the video, please remember to subscribe. Hi, it's Rob from robandphoto.com with a quick video of the Fujifilm Instax 100 and Fujifilm Instax 200 instant photography cameras. Now, we all know that Polaroid have really sort of dropped out of the market of producing instant cameras. You can get the Polaroid 300, which is a rebadged Fujifilm Instax Mini, which is fine, but sort of if you're after a larger format instant camera, a new one that is, really the only really way to go is with Fujifilm. You can still pick up plenty of vintage Polaroid cameras and get film from the Impossible project, but it's quite expensive, whereas Fujifilm, they still make instant cameras. I think they're onto the Instax 210 now, and they still make the instant film in the mini size, the Instax wide size for these guys, and they also do the crack and peel film as well for your colour pack Polaroid cameras. Now, the first thing I'm going to do though, before I start talking about these cameras, is I'm just going to take a picture and then we'll leave it on the side so you can see it develop as I talk. And I've got some film inside the Instax 100. Okay, so I've just taken a picture out the window. It's popped out the top, so let's just leave that there to develop as we're watching the video. So let's start really from the beginning. So the main difference with the Fujifilm Instax cameras, as you can see, the film pops out the top rather than out of the front as you get with the Polaroids. The 100 is the older camera, and the 200 then you get the 210, but really they're really sort of the same camera. With the Instax 100, what you do is you press the power button on the back, the lens pops out. Let me do that again so you can actually see it working. It's not the quietest thing in the world, like that. Then on the back you have a button you can press to choose the focusing distance, either 0.9 of a metre to 3 metres, then 3 metres to infinity. And then you've also got a little switch here for lighten and darken, that's your exposure compensation. And then you can control the flash with that little button there. Your viewfinder is there, so as you can imagine, there's quite a lot of parallax difference between where you look through and where the film looks through for when you're doing close-up work, and there's your little flash there. With the Instax 200, slightly different layout. They've changed the shape of the grip. We've now got the button there, and the flash is now over here. And as you can see, the back is blank, and all the controls are on the side. We've got the power button, the distance, lighten, darken, neutral, and your flash button there as well. I think I actually prefer the Instax 100 with the layout on the back. Just seems a little bit more natural and intuitive to do it that way, but it could have been something to do with the way that the electronics would have had to go through this flap there. Maybe that was a problem with the reliability of the camera. If we actually open up the back of the Instax 200, because it hasn't got any film in, there you can see the sort of shutters in there. As you can see, the film packs kind of just pop in that way. You close it up, and your battery pack is just on the side here, 4 AA batteries, and really you're ready to go. These cameras don't take the sharpest pictures in the world, because I guess, you know, then they were never the most expensive cameras in the world, but they do take nice pictures, and the beauty of instant photography is just that, the fact that you can whip out the camera, you can start shooting, and in your hand a couple of minutes later you have a photograph. And this one's starting to develop quite nicely now, as you can see. Now, this film actually, in this Fujifilm Instax 100, is a bit of a surprise, because I actually have had these cameras for about a year, but I didn't realise there was actually some film inside this one, because I bought them both at a car boot sale. And this one was in a box, the Fujifilm Instax 100, and I was just kind of opening it up to have a look, and I'm sure I've opened the back before, to see, and I thought it was just an empty film pack in there. What I did was, just to test to see it was working, I put some AA batteries in, press the shutter, and then the dark slide comes out, the dark card. Because what you always get with instant film, there's always, at the front of the film, there's like this piece of black stuff that stops the film from being exposed to light. And the first picture you take, this black card sort of pops out of the top that way. So that happened. I was like, oh wow, there's some film in it. So then I took a couple of test shots, and obviously the film's in there and the film's working. It's probably old and a little bit expired, but it still works, and I've still got a few shots left. And as you can see, that is developing quite nicely. Now, they do tend to overexpose a little bit when you're shooting outside if you're using the automatic exposure, so I tend to say, just knock it onto darkness, just with the exposure compensation, just to darken up the photo a little bit, and that will improve the saturation and the exposure of your photographs that way. Well, that one's almost done, probably another couple of minutes, and those colours and the saturation will have come out. As you can see, it's a little bit wider than a standard Polaroid. It's quite a nice landscape format, to be honest, but obviously you could shoot it that way as well. So there we go, the Fujifilm Instax 100, the Fujifilm Instax 200, and it applies to the 210 as well. Great instant cameras. Most importantly, they're still available. The 210 is still available as a new camera, and the film is still available at a quite reasonable price. You can normally get 20 shots for about £15, and even less if you look on the internet. So what's that? So 10 shots would be what? So it's about 75p a shot, which is a lot cheaper than using the Impossible Film project. There we go, and there we have sort of the view out of our bedroom window. Okay, well, my name's Rob from robnonphoto.com. That's my little review of Fujifilm Instax wide cameras. Thanks for watching.